welcome back to another episode of NFT Artist Spotlight, hosted by AstroZero. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.
We have a special guest, creator of the YouTube channel RealWorld Tactical, and now the Warrior Alliance NFT project. We have Tony here with us. Tony, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into NFTs? What made you decide to go this route? I know you're kind of into a whole bunch of different types of social media, but what made you dive first into NFTs?
So as you notice on my Twitter, it's Tony Sentmanat. It's not RealWorld Tactical. I dove into this space trying to be me, not my brand, right? I come from a law enforcement military background, and I retired back in 2016. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, sunny Florida. And when I retired in 2016, I started a company called RealWorld Tactical. It was firearms training, tactical training for self-defense, combatives training, physical, mixed martial arts, and fitness. I've been a strength conditioning coach for over 20 plus years. Been doing it for a long time, and I wanted to kind of integrate my brand, RealWorld Tactical, as an all-encompassing triangular integration of all three things, right? I retired in 2016, started social media, started promoting my company with the fitness and the tactical and everything all together, and I ended up now where I am today, which is 2 million plus followers on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube together. I lost one of my pages on Facebook because of all the gun stuff, which would have had like another 600, 700,000 followers as well. But I built that whole brand. It took me, I don't know, close to a decade to build it. I also own a gym down here in Miami, Florida called KO Zone, Real World Strength and Fitness, 13,000 square foot facility, which has everything. It's 2 floors. Second floor is all MMA, mixed martial arts, and first floor is all fitness stuff, right? Got 4 different businesses that I was able to build from absolutely nothing myself with my own money. I owe nobody any money at all. And I've been busting my ass for the last decade, right? To work from that into now what we call the crypto and NFT world, I've been in crypto for about a year and a half or so. And I have a buddy of mine, his name is Chris Matz. He's a big NFT guy. We've been working together on a couple different projects, more on my fitness side. And he approached me a few months ago, about NFTs. And I had no idea what they were. Oh, one thing I almost forgot to tell you. And it's referenced this. I am a character in Call of Duty. They know me as Lurch. I have a pretty big gaming following because of that. In 2019, Infinity Ward approached me to do a collaboration and a partnership, and I ended up being like their main character for season 5. Lurch, I was Shadow Company, the team leader for Shadow Company, and I've been integrated into the gaming world ever since 2019. It did, and why I want to bring this up is being a character in a video game that has 100 million players in it, or is considered one of the biggest games in the world, did change my brand, my demographic, and pretty much my life, right? I was able to reach out to people that I never thought in a million years that I would reach out to in this gaming world, this gaming community, because usually my demographic was more geared towards real world stuff, nothing to do with the gaming. And when I was able to get and be on a game, I saw how it affected people. I saw how much, how can I say, when people would look at you, they would look at you differently. Little kids, especially, they looked at you as, man, you're a character. I never thought nothing of it in the beginning because it was just another job to me. And then I realized how much it meant to some people just being on a game. Fast forward a couple years forward, NFTs come into light. My buddy Chris ends up telling me about the NFTs. He's a Neo Tokyo guy. He owns a Neo Tokyo and then Doge Pound. So he's big into the NFT community. I really wasn't because I had no idea what it was. I was too busy working, doing my businesses and stuff. And he approached me. And when he approached me, I had to sit back, do some research what NFTs were, and what, if anything, if I could do or bring to the table anything, right? One of the big things that I did get, and I'm sure everybody here has probably heard, is celebrities and influencers and, all these people, they come in, they use their following, they push an NFT project, They make money and they bounce. Big cash grab. So when I first came in, I had to deal with that, and I'm still dealing with it till today. So it's kind of it was almost like a negative thing having a following on the other social medias because of all the negativity and the feedback that I got from a lot of people that have been in the space for the last like 4 or 5 months, right? So I've had to deal with that, almost proving myself that my project is a legit project and that it's not just another cash grab, right? So that's why I kind of wanted to let everybody hear me actually come out, make sure my team was doxxed, I was doxxed, and I'm putting my entire reputation, everything that I've built for the last 10 years and my brand and integrating into this project. It's just not going to be another, oh, here's another, 8,000 NFTs and let's make a 7 figures in this bounce and then let the team deal with it and I don't have anything to do with it anymore. This actual collection is like my baby. I'm building it from my brand. That's why it's called Warrior Alliance. And anyone that's been a member of my projects before, I have a membership program, subscription program, online training that is called Warrior Alliance as well. Well, I saw how it affected me, right? Being a character in a game. So I came back to Chris and I said, you know what would be really, really interesting would be if I was able to give that same opportunity to other people, regular people that don't have a million followers on Twitch or don't have a million followers on YouTube, and they can actually represent themselves in a video game, like I was able to represent myself, my name, my everything, right? And he's like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, everybody else is building NFTs, just a regular mint. They get what they get. If it's rare, it's rare. If it's not, it's not. What if we're able to let people pick their characters, certain attributes of their characters, and then when they pick those characters, those are the characters that are going to play in the game. So they're going to be able to have some kind of personal connection, some kind of representation of who they are. So I made warriors that were all races, both genders, everything, So, that's how it all started. And then it just started to grow and grow, and the community started to get a lot tighter and a lot of mine. And I started realizing, okay, this is something different. This is a project that I have here, and it's something that I've really got to put my head around because I got to make sure it's done right, So we ended up going with if you own 2 legendaries, you end up getting a demigod. We took it a step farther. And I said, all right, if we're going to do it, let's do it right. And I said, if you own a demigod, you're claimable to a 3D rigged avatar in your image, in your likeness, and you're going to be able to play as yourself in our video game. And it will be a AAA game. It's not going to be like, a shitty game. It's going to be, if I'm going to do something, I might as well do it right. Don't do it at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's where this whole thing stemmed from. You know what I mean? It all stemmed from that. And I was like, you know what? If I had that opportunity, why not give it to other people? What's better than to have yourself and being able to play a video game that you're able to make money on? You don't have to be famous. You don't have to have a million followers on Twitch. You don't have to have a million followers on YouTube. You make money off the game and then it's you. And then at the end of the day, if you're top 20, top 30, we're going to end up doing a tournament for you and you can make another $150,000 at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? As you, whatever custom character you want. You know what I mean? So that's what this thing ended up being. And man, I mean, it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm in it. I'm in it, man.
Yeah, but when things are a little bit more difficult, they end up being more rewarding in the end. So.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm used to. I think when I first started my company, RealWorld Tactical, I caught a lot of heat because I was the first one to come out with a system that incorporated live fire training with combatives and self-defense. Nobody was doing that at that time. So I caught a lot of heat back then. And coming into this space, I don't know. I'm like a guy on these spaces learning every single day, learning what NFTs can do, learning what all these different things. So my team, we're literally, because my whole goal is to build a community and give them as much value as possible, right? Make them as much money as possible. And if you can have a core team that is everybody's happy because their NFTs are valuable and they're making money and they're playing the game and they're making money while playing the game, or if not, they're doing the training bureau, which they have 4 or 5 NFTs and they're having people, they're renting their NFTs to people and they're making money off that end, or whatever it may be that we're trying to do for them. Then you succeeded, right? You have a core community and everyone's happy and everyone's making money. And at the end of the day, I think that's what it's all about.
That's very cool. How big is the team that you have working on the entire project?
Our core team is probably eight to nine guys. But I mean, in total, we probably have like 10, 12, 13 people. You know what I mean? And that's not counting like the game developer. The game developer is his own company. His name is Darren Copley, Tipping Toast Media. He's actually based out of here, Florida. He has like 60 something employees, but I don't consider them like part of the team. That's his side. His ordeal, because he's the guy.
Now I read.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was reading on your Discord that you're doing a lot for charitable organizations, specifically to try to end child trafficking.
Yes,
that's something that
it's gonna be. We're gonna try to do two things. I have some personal experience with children in cancer, so I definitely want to go towards that route, St. Jude's Hospital type of ordeals. And then I've had some in my past experiences. I've had a lot of things what happened down here in Miami as a law enforcement officer and stuff that I saw that was human trafficking and child trafficking. So we're gonna try our best to start doing a lot of research and see which are the correct charities that we can obviously give back to in that sense. I haven't decided on who. I'm probably going to end up letting the community, get like 3 or 4 of them, then let the community decide on who they want to give back to, with the funds or whatever they may be. I just want to make sure that it's a legit company that actually gives back. Over my years of being an entrepreneur, I've worked with certain charities before, and you end up giving money back, or you end up giving money to them. And I realize that a lot of those organizations don't actually give the money back to the people. They keep a big percentage of it. And I don't want to give back to a company that's just going to take all the money and just keep it. And then we're not going to see any kind of real results. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I've been burned before, so I don't want to do that. So it's going to be a process for me to actually vet some of these companies and make sure that the money that we're giving is legit.
Gotcha. So, what made you decide to make the game a third-person shooter as opposed to a first-person shooter?
The first Call of Duty. Obviously, I'm very integrated with Call of Duty. I'm very how can I say? Have a lot of ties with Call of Duty. So I kind of wanted to make the game different. I didn't want to make it a first-person shooter Call of Duty type game, just because of my ties. So there are certain things that I have chosen to pick about my game that are going to be different than Call of Duty. I don't want to go the same route because of my ties with them. You feel me?
I gotcha. Do you Twitch stream?
I do not. I do not Twitch stream. I play video games. I am not a great video game player. I can say that by no means. I am the guy that usually gets killed in video games and usually survives in real life. Um, that's my. I've just been too busy. But what I can tell you is that in that video game world, I talk to people every single day, and I get their feedback, and I hear from them, and the complaining, and this sucks, and this is great, and this is awesome. So that's something that I'm very fortunate I was able to do from the last couple of years, is just talk to people every day that either use my character or just play different games, whether it's Fortnite, Call of Duty, or whatever it may be.
All right. Is the game going to have both a PvP element and storyline, or is
Yes.
it going to be you fighting against other people?
No. It's going to be an RPG PvP. We're probably going to start off because obviously you know that a AAA game takes years to build. A lot of people don't realize that. Usually a full AAA game that is custom everything, custom worlds, custom levels, and all these things takes around 2 years to 2.5 years to build. The goal is to build a beta version, phase 1, playable PvP in 8 months, right? And then from there, graduate and build on that to phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. So at least within 8 months, people are playing the game and making money. And that's my goal, and to have AAA functionality, AAA graphics, you know what I mean? Something that people can actually enjoy. It's not going to be a shitty game.
So the whitelist is currently open to the public, right?
Correct. So we have a whitelist, a public sale whitelist, and we have a private sale whitelist. So you guys are actually the first ones that I'm telling this to, but we've decided to go with a Genesis collection first. So we're doing like a stealth launch before we do the big launch. is probably, don't quote me on how many NFTs it's going to be, but it's going to be anywhere between 750 to 1,000 NFTs. They're all going to be legendaries. We want to take care of our core group of people that have been with us since the beginning. You're going to be able to get your demigods from that first core Genesis launch, and then we're going to build out from there. All the people that end up getting the legendaries and the demigods on this first Genesis collection, they're going to have access and exclusive free. Let me say that. What's the best way to say this? They're going to be survival drop boxes that you're going to have access before anyone else, and they're going to be free mints of token, weapons, vehicles, and a plethora of things. So that's the goal. I don't want to give too much away just yet, but that's a summary of it. So pretty much,
All right,
you want to get into the legendary, and then from the legendary, you want to get a demigod. So you have your own custom.
The collection that you have is going to be broken down into 4 separate categories, right? You're going to have standard, premium, legendary, and demigods. Now, what is the price point differential between them? Have you decided what that's going to be? And also, if somebody, let's say, buys a standard, is there a way for them to, in-game, maybe upgrade it attribute-wise or something to that effect in order to make their character better?
100%. Yes. So standard is going to be just a regular mint, but you can still get a high-ranking NFT. Just because you get a standard doesn't mean that your NFT is not going to be high-ranking, meaning could be a lieutenant or a captain or whatever it may be, right? Your premium, you're going to be able to pick race and gender, and then your legendary, you'll be able to pick race, gender, faction, armor, and then an ability. If you get a standard, and then once the game comes out and all that, you're going to be able to, and let me see the best way I can say this. Just because you get a standard doesn't mean that you're going to stay a standard, okay? Because if you're a standard and you play the game 6 hours a day, for example, and you have a guy who's a legendary and he only plays the game 1 hour a day, your standard is going to be worth more in the game than his legendary will be worth. Because to play the game, you're going to have your abilities, and your abilities are going to be tracked by how much you play the game and how many people you kill, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of like you're a hunter, right? You hunt. The more you hunt, the more experience you get, the more abilities you get, the more things you get.
That makes sense, and I think that's a lot fairer to people that are more dedicated to the project,
100%.
rather than just and spending more money or doing what they have to do in order to kind of, the play to win element is kind of like even there. So that's nice.
And we're doing also where it's level comparisons, right? So if you have a guy, let's just say he reaches his characters, like all his abilities are all set up, and he ends up reaching level 5, right? His character is a level 5 character. He's going to be playing with level 5 to level 7. He's not going to be going against a guy, let's say somebody who just comes into the game right now, fresh, and his character is still like a level 1. I would never, you can't do that, because then nobody's going to want to play a level 1, right? Everybody, they're going to realize they're going to get destroyed by all the level 5 and level 6 guys. So there's going to be some kind of measure there where we say, okay, these levels are available for these people. These levels are available for these people, right? Another big thing I talked with the game developers, I wanted to bring, since NFTs and play to earn is so new, that it hasn't really hit the masses yet. The big influencers, the Twitchers, the guys who have that influence on the masses, they haven't migrated over to a play to earn game yet. So we will be giving a free to play version of it, right? Where they're not going to have to worry about an NFT and all that type of stuff. And then you play the game, you get good at the game, then you can go ahead and mint an NFT or buy one, in the aftermarket, so on and so forth, and then start playing with real crypto and actually make money.
Is the game going to be laid out in a fashion where you're going to have team members in the PvP, or is it going to be like every man for himself? And are you also going to integrate different types of games like King of the Hill or Capture the Flag and stuff like that?
I like the battle royale type stuff. I like that. I like the Escape from Tarkov type of mentality. Have you ever played that game, Escape from Tarkov?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Well, it's like looting, where you're in there, and if you're gonna have a vault, right? This is the mentality or the vision that I have for the game. You have a vault. This is gonna have your weapons, your cars, your vehicles, all your crypto, all your money. for this specific mission, or when you go against whoever you're going against, you need this much money or this much, these weapons or whatever to take on you on your mission. That's all you take with you on your body. You can kill someone and take their crypto, take their weapons, take their stuff. They can do the same to you, but they will only take what you have on your body. They will never take your full vault, right? So your all your stuff that you played countless hours to get. When you're playing these different things, have I come out with exactly how it's going to be, whether it's going to be teams and stuff like that? I don't want to say yes or no. When I sit down with the game dev and actually go into these details with the game developer, plus I'm going to be honest with you, the community is really going to have a huge say in this game. So in my vision right now, what I have certain parameters, but if the community, these people that are like the core community that have been around since the beginning, if they tell me I would rather this than that, then that's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? Because I'm a firm believer that if these people have been around, and these people are hardcore gamers, and they've been around from the beginning, they should definitely have a say in the game. And I'm going to listen to them, you know?
Gotcha. Now, the characters in the game, are you guys using human-based 3D models that you're scanning and integrating it into the game, or is this going to be more like animated, that's going to be made through digital art, and that's what you're going to incorporate?
No, they're going to be most likely 3D human, because any demigod, all the demigods are going to be a human mostly. If someone sends us photos or however they ever send us the 3D, right? We're going to get that model and then we're going to put it into the game, do a whole 3D version, and then put that custom avatar into the game. Now, what we have, if a guy gives me, let's just say he's a Bored Ape holder and he wants his Bored Ape on the game as his custom character, then he's going to have a damn ape. And he's going to have a mask of an ape, and he's going to have his number of his Bored Ape, or Doge Pound, or Blue Chimp, or whatever you want to represent in the game. That's who you are. That's going to be your flex. That's going to be your representation, your connection to that character. So when you're on that scoreboard and you're top 6, top 7, everybody's going to know either who you are or who that character is that you decided that you wanted to make your 3D avatar.
So I would actually be able to use like my nerdy-looking middle school graduation photo.
100%.
I was pretty fucking nerdy looking.
Hey, listen, but sometimes the nerds are the most killers. I've learned that in the game, at least. Someone that looks like the nerdiest, they're gonna be a sniper in the game, and they'll kill everybody. Don't matter how you look, man. I learned that in real life and in the video game, both.
So when I was going through your Discord, it mentioned something about dog tags. What do the dog tags consist of, and how is that incorporated into this?
The dog tags are just the minting. That's what you're going to get, right? So when you mint, that's going to be what you end up getting when you mint. So if you mint, let's say a legendary, you're going to end up getting a dog tag, and that dog tag is going to say legend. It's going to say premium or standard, right? So you're going to take that dog tag, and then you're going to introduce it to the builder, and then that builder is going to be like, oh, it's going to obviously recognize it, right, in the blockchain, and it's going to say this is a legend. Okay, here are your options of what you want to do, whatever you want. Right now, if you get both of them, both legendaries, right, and you end up coming with a demigod, then that process is going to be a little bit more detailed in regards to we're going to have to get whatever images that you're going to provide to us, and that process is going to take a little bit longer because obviously if you're giving us, let's say, 3 or 4 photos of the front side of your face, or if you're going to give us an image, whatever image it is, we have to build that image, into a 3D model rigged avatar. So, it's a little different.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start going through your roadmap a little bit, and we'll talk about what type of community benefits people are going to get during the whole minting process. So during the 10%, 20%, 40%, and 50%, it says on the roadmap that you're going to be giving away limited edition boxing gloves, brass knuckles, blades, and shadow plates.
Play carriers, yeah.
Yeah, so how is that going to work? Is this going to be like physical physical boxing gloves that you're going to be sending out to holders?
So
it is.
Yeah, every single one of those products is an actual physical product signed by me, limited edition, and numbered, right, with a certificate of authenticity, and it's actually going to be attached to an NFT. So not only are you going to get the physical product, but you're also going to get a 3D render of it, and that 3D render of it is going to actually be able to it's going to have utility in the game. Any of those 10, and those will be the only 10 that I will be giving away. So if it's a knife, for example, the blade that you get, once you get it, you say, okay, now I have a real blade, obviously, and it's going to be, all the certificate, everything is going to be. That's going to be your gift, right? And then the actual NFT is what you can actually introduce into the game, and that blade will have more of a level. There'll be 3 or 4 levels higher than a regular knife. You know what I mean? Because it's just going to be rare. And then all of the products that I'm giving away, even the play carriers, are going to have that same utility in the video game. I wanted to give something physical away, not just NFTs, So I couldn't find a way to do it, and I was like, you know what? Let's just give this physical stuff away, and it's an NFT. And later on in the game, if you don't want it anymore, you don't want that NFT, you sell it. You know what I'm saying? Or you can rent it out. So you're gonna be able to make money on it regardless because it's yours.
Yeah, I absolutely love when you get physical pieces tied in with NFTs. That's seriously like, maybe I'm old school and that's just something I like to physically be able to touch something as well as like actually having a piece of art. So
in my head, you know what I see? I see people playing the game on streaming or whatever, and they're wearing the plate carrier. Oh, they're holding the knife or they're holding the brass knuckles in their hands. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really, really cool. To be able to say these are the brass. These are limited edition, only 10 ever made, and only 10 NFTs ever made for the game. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's it. For me. I'm like you, man. I'm old school. I want to touch and hold something sometimes.
Yep, same here. So at 60%, you're going to be giving away 10K to 10 different, $1,000 to each of 10 people.
Yes, sir.
How are you going about doing this? Is there going to be you guys doing like a wheel spin, a random number generator? How is it going to go about the selection?
It's probably going to be most likely random. It's just going to be all random. So it'll be like a win spiel where everything that we do is going to be on the Discord. So I'll have my community manager set it up to where it'll be boom, and this is the name. Okay, airdrop. And this is the name, boom, just like that. Try to make it as how do you say that? Where there's no like questions about it. You know what I mean? To make sure nobody thinks, oh no, I give it to this guy, his friend, or this friend, or whatever they may be. Everybody has a chance.
Awesome. So then you're giving away 60 trips to the real world weekend adventure.
Yes, sir.
What do you think, Tony? Tell me about this. You're getting 60 people tied in on this.
Yeah. So the way that we're doing is I'm going to be doing 6 classes of 10 people, 10 person class. Right. It's going to be a weekend adventure with me. You're going to be able to, you fly in that Saturday. We'll have a full day at the range. You'll do a full pistol 101 class with me where you're going to learn how to shoot a gun, run and get behind cover and do all this cool stuff, all this tactical training. Then we'll have, lunch and dinner. You have dinner and, all paid for, of course. Then we're going to end up Sunday. We're going to do like a paintball excursion where you have a chance to shoot the fuck out of me, I guess, and to try to kill me on paintball. We'll have teams, 2 teams of 5, and we'll go back and forth and have a good time. The goal for me on that, I wanted to meet the people, man. I just wanted to have a chance to meet some of the people that support the project, that are core founders of this project, and shake their hand. You know what I mean? Shake their hand and spend some actual, real time with them. It's not just about talking on a Discord or talking in an AMA. Sometimes it feels good to take a picture with somebody and you're able to put your hand on their shoulder, or you train them and you see what they do, and you see if nobody's ever shot a gun before, you get them in the beginning, and at the end of the day, they're like, man, I never thought I would do something like this. You know what I'm saying? And it's, for some people, it definitely is life changing, and I want to be able to provide that to some people that support this project.
That's really kick ass that you're getting that close with your community. I think that's really awesome. A lot of the NFT projects out there, you don't know who you're buying from. You don't know if it's legit, so it's nice that your team is doxxed, and it's nice that you're doing things like this with your community. On the Discord, you do a lot of stuff daily with your community. I see Trivia Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Cutthroat Thursday, and then you have your Weekend Warriors. So you're really, really trying to get like alongside the people and let them know that you're 100% serious about what you're doing.
Yeah, we try, man. I mean, I'm on the Discord every single day, personally. I'm on the Discord every single day, and I say hi to everybody. I talk whenever people have questions. Josh LaFlame, he's our community manager. Super good dude, great guy. He's always on there all the time. And bro, if I'm not on there talking to everybody and assuring everybody, hey, we're still in this, we're in this together, then it, what's the point, right? What's the point? Because you have how many discords have you been in that you don't even hear from the founder? You never even talk to the main core people. You have a couple of mods and one or two admin, and everybody else you don't even know who they are. They're not even, they're ghosts, man. They're ghosts. And that's not right. You don't do that. You don't. I've been on crypto discords before and telegrams where to get them to do an AMA, I try to do at least one or two AMAs a week with my people to just keep them updated. And bro, I've been on where they don't even do one in a month, and if they do it, they it's like 20 minutes. They talk real quick and they bounce. You got to give people a chance to ask questions, man. This is everybody's money's involved in this, you know. So if your money's invested into something, you want to know what's going on, and I feel it.
How do you decide on the floor price of these NFTs?
We have a good idea of what the floor price is going to be. The floor price of the Genesis collection is going to be different than our main launch. Obviously, I don't want to say anything just yet because our team has to come to a final conclusion, and we haven't come to one yet. Mainly because of how crypto is right now, and how everything is going on now with that. So we're deciding on that factor, because I want to make it affordable. I want to make it to where your average police officer, blue collar worker, your nurse, or whoever has been following me for a long time is going to be able to afford it. I don't want to go in there with a crazy, set price on there either. You know what I mean? So we're debating on that.
Are you the first one out of your close group of friends that is getting involved in the NFT project?
100%. There isn't anybody.
So do your buddies think you're a little bit nuts for doing this, or they kind of look at you like you have two heads?
Well, what's funny is that if I'm doing something, usually my buddies are like, "Tell me again what you're doing. Let me learn that right quick," because they know how I am. Like if I'm in something, or if I'm all in on something, usually they know that within a year, 2 years, something's gonna happen with it. I do what I say I'm gonna do. So when I tell, actually, as a matter of fact, Tag Gas Fuel brand, which is the actual company that contracts all of the Call of Duty characters, right? They are the ones who are in charge of making all the looks, making everything. They're literally the backbone of Call of Duty. I was just got off the phone with him today, and I was like, "Hey, you ready? In 8 months, you ready to start working?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm down, man. Let's do it." You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't even know what an NFT is. He was like, "An NFT? Yeah, I heard about that. I heard something about it." He's a military guy too, Force Recon guy, special operations dude. But he's made a name for himself doing the gaming stuff.
Very cool. Hey, if we have a lot of people in here, and I know you have an AMA coming up, so if anybody has any questions or just wants to give a shout out, please speak up if you're in the speaker box, or if you're down bottom, raise your hand, and I'll bring you up here so you can talk to Tony.
Oh yeah, man. So you brought up Escape from Tarkov. That's kind of like a gamer's game. It's interesting that you styled your project around such like an incredible and beautiful game, while you yourself not being such a gamer. What is your connection to Escape from Tarkov? It's wonderful idea.
You know why I like it? Because it's very realistic. It's very. I've always been. I want to try to bring as much real world into my game as possible, right? Without obviously making it to the point where it's like rated to the it's too bad rated where a young kid can't play it. But I like the fact of the looting. I like the fact of the bounty hunting and all these different bounties and all that. And I did a lot of research on that game. It was brought to my attention some months ago when I first started the project. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a close friend of mine that was a huge gamer in Escape from Tarkov, and we talked about it. And I did a lot of the research. I said, "Wow, this is good. This is good stuff." You know what I mean? Now, it's not going to be exactly like that game, but the mentality behind it, I like it a lot. And you know, I want to mix some stuff in there of escape, you know?
Also, so crap. Crap. Oh, I'll come back to you. Sorry,
Hey,
I have.
Aiden, while you think of your question, I just want to say thanks for all of your time, and I think your contributions and what you're doing for all your projects are really awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks for your service too.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
So Tony, what blockchain are you guys putting the game and everything on?
Well, the dev keys are going to start off on Ethereum because of the longevity of the project. Obviously, we need, you know, it's got to be on Ethereum. I hate gas fees with a passion, but actually we're working on something right now, and it's coming hopefully where the gas fees are going to be. I can't talk about it much, but it's not going to be the regular gas fees that people are used to out there. Our dev is working something really good right now where our actual minting is going to be a lot less for the gas fees, but for the actual game itself, we're going to be bridging it into another platform just because of the gas fees and issues, right? Because if you go back and you want to change your armor and you want to do all these different things, it's going to be too much gas fees to be doing all that. So I don't want to give a confirmation, but Polygon's looking pretty good. But no for sure. nothing set in stone.
All right, very cool. Anybody have anything for Tony? If you want to come up, say hi. Aiden, if you're
Oh yeah, so I got it. I just wanted to say, if I could combine any game with Web 3.0 and NFTs, it would 100% be Escape from Tarkov. And I just think that's like probably one of the most revolutionary ideas in terms of NFT gaming that I've come across in quite a while. I just want to say that, and I do this all day.
Thank you. Well, I'm trying, man. It's you know what? It's hard to bring something to the table that's never been done, right? So we're so new in this space. Nobody's built a game like that yet. In the play to earn realm. So there's so many possibilities. There's so many things that you could do that that's why I wanted something just out there. You know, you aim for the stars and you land on the moon. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure with our community and with some of the people that I have in this project that it's going to be fucking insane. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, so the point of Escape from Tarkov, for anybody that doesn't know, is that you have like your home base where you're safe, you're not in a fight, and then there's a world that you enter with a bunch of other people, and you can go loot and not fight anybody and come out, or you can go fight for the drops and fight other people for their loot. And I think the beauty behind it is that it's an incredibly balanced game, and that's the whole thing about it, is like all the loot is balanced. So in terms of NFTs and rarity, it's the best game type that you possibly can go for. I just wanted to let everybody know.
Yeah, if you guys haven't looked it up, you definitely got to look up the game and look at the structure of that game, and it's pretty fucking cool.
so Tony.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, I just had a quick question, Tony, about you said something about the vault, which I thought was pretty interesting because that movie Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, in the movie, if they go away, they lose everything. Did you kind of stem that idea from that movie?
Yeah. So that movie, I've probably seen that movie about 15 times since we started this project.
It's a great movie.
Yes,
Me too.
It's revolutionary. And the mentality behind it and all that is literally what we're going into in the next 5 to 7 years. I'm a huge believer in that, right? So the mentality was, how do you get people to play a game, right, where they can make money, lose money, but it isn't gonna destroy them morally, right, or destroy them to the point where they're risking everything, because the risk is when you get into the game and you're risking every single time. It's almost like it's almost like gambling, because you go into that game and depending on how good you are will depend on how much money you make, right? If you're not good, you may lose some money, but if you're a really good player, you may make some money. And you can only go so far with that. In my brain, right? Like you can only bet what you can lose. So with the vault issue, I wanted people to be able to play the RPG game and to build their character. They're willing to play 6 or 8 hours a day. They build their characters, their abilities. They get all this stuff. They get all these things, and now these are all things where like they're sitting down in their chair, You know, you can see them, and I can see them in the vision as I see them in that video game where their character is sitting down in like a kingdom throne, and they have all these guns in the background, and they got their cars in their garage off to the right, the 3 or 4 vehicles. They got all their freaking cash or their crypto on the left side. You know what I mean? And you go in there and you look at this stuff, and you can see all of your hard work right on that screen. So when you go play
That's
the game,
just really cool, man.
right? So when you play the game and you actually now you're playing the game, you say, well, today it would be like in a real operation, right? Going into an operation, I didn't take everything that I had. I didn't take all of my guns. I didn't take my whole arsenal. I didn't take everything. I took exactly what I needed for that op. I took 2 guns. I took this. I took that in real life, right? So the game is going to be like that. You say, well, this is what I want to use today. I know that I have to go here, here, and here. I'm going to take this, this, and this, and this is how much money I need, and this is how much water I need, and this is the supplies that I need. Let me take those things only. So for whatever reason you do get killed, it's not going to be like, wow, I just lost everything I've been worked so hard for. You know what I mean? And that was the whole point of like the vision that I had for this vault, for this empire. You build your own little empire there, and you know you're safe there. That's your safe zone, the green zone. You know.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Thank you, brother.
So Tony,
Yes.
I just wanted to bring to your attention, we're our token. We're gonna launch an NFT marketplace soon.
Okay.
One of the artists that's going to be minting with us, he wanted to gift you. He made a customized Tony NFT.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna once we start minting, we're gonna send you one over for free, and
Oh man.
one we're gonna mint, and we're gonna give away a portion of it, 50% of it. We're gonna give away to a charity of your choice.
Oh man, that's awesome. Wow. That's fucking awesome. You see that's exactly why this community and this whole all these projects, when there's good people behind them, this is going to be the difference. When you have real people that care, doing things, building communities, that's the difference between some of the other industries I've been in. A lot of the other industries I've been in, it's all about me, right? It's all about how much money I can make, what can I do, you know, how good do I look, how this, how that, right? This community, what I have come to realize in the last 2 or 3 months of being in it, is that most people, for the most part, you know, you have your bad apples everywhere, but you do things to try to thrive and make other people and bring other people up or help other people, right? And that's bro. I could tell you, man, that's huge. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, the NFT community is definitely something special. You don't really see so many people that are all doing the same thing, that aren't cutthroat, and they're all just trying to help each other, and it's a beautiful thing. I mean, and like, you know, Blue Chimps is a good buddy of ours. Like we met recently, and you know, now we're always getting each other's backs. You know, that's really what it's all about. You know, everybody wants everybody to win. Nobody wants anybody to lose, and that's killer.
Yes, that's huge. That's big. The competition factor. I could tell you the only thing that I you know, coming in, you know, being honest, like coming in, there are a couple of people that since they were here when it first started, they're a little bit like they want to hold their position, if you understand what I'm saying. Kind of like, oh, if they have this, you know, they're entitled to hold that, you know, ordeal. But other than that, the majority of people that I've dealt with are super, super nice people, man. Everybody's very nice and welcoming and stuff like that, you know. So I can't say enough good things about you know, the NFT world, I could say, right? The NFT industry. And it's going to be interesting to see how things go into the metaverse, because that's just gonna be crazy, insane.
By the way, Tony, so I'm doing a 3D scanning project where I scan people and upload their digital replications into the metaverse. Blue Chimps was saying you were thinking about going to the San Diego NFT festival.
Nobody said anything.
Sorry about that. That was a miscommunication. I said that the first responders from Challenge Coin will be there. So that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
All right.
He's in the Challenge Coin project, or in their Discord, but I was talking about the guys that spoke with them about.
All right.
their NFTs.
I didn't even know about that. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. When is that? When is that supposed to be?
Yeah, we're having a convention in San Diego in April. The NFT community is all in on it. Aiden Rich will be scanning people into the metaverse there at the convention. But the Blue Chimps are having a beach house party. We'll be there with the Challenge Coin guys, a bunch of first responders, yeah, a bunch of military personnel.
I might
Yeah,
just have to pass by. I might just have to pass by.
It's gonna be beautiful. We got a big beach house gonna be off the chain. We're gonna have a big presence at the convention. It's gonna be a packed house in April in San Diego. It's gonna be just gorgeous.
I got a question.
I'll definitely. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Tony, been following you for a while. I'm really. You have no idea how happy it makes me hear when we can play, or get into this game. Like the only reason why I'm into it is because of you, bro. So I'm trying to still figure out the whole thing, and the Warrior Alliance that I'm following on, in the gym and everything, which I'm trying to get more into on that. Is there any?
I got an app dropping, by the way, in January. So you're gonna be able to do all of the online training, everything on that app. It's a complete custom app I'm working on, just to let you know.
Nice.
So whatever programs you have, you'll be able to follow it on the app. It's gonna have all the videos, everything on there. So sorry guys, that's on the fitness side.
With that, is there like a little incentive for the people that on the fitness side will get to have for this metaverse NFT?
100%. If you hold an NFT, you will have a free lifetime membership to all my online trainings and the membership program and the app, and you have a free lifetime membership to my gym in Miami, Florida.
All right. Well, there's a reason to go to Miami then. Sweet.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. Appreciate it. Aloha.
Absolutely, brother.
Everyone,
Tony,
go ahead.
Tony, before you moved in, or before you actually, came into the space, we're talking a little bit about your community in Discord, and I was just kind of sharing with everybody, my personal experience. I went into the Discord. The community was like, hey, very welcoming, cool people. Talked a little bit about the Challenge Coin project. It seems like you have some military personnel in there, maybe some active first responders, and talked about how they, just jumped over to the Challenge Coin project, and now they've been helping onboard first responders, like they're helping them. I think one of your guys is over there. He made a easy little write on how to, set up a crypto wallet, and like really cool, cool people. It seems like, have you had what's your experience been like, onboarding people from the gaming world into crypto, or have you seen kind of a bottleneck there?
I could tell you, the gamers always, they're very, it's like a niche community. So you're gonna get two type of gamers. You're gonna get a gamer that knows who I am, has been following me for a long time, and they were really happy for me to come onto the gaming world, right? So pretty much they know me, right? So they know anything that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my entire brand on the line. I'm gonna put my reputation, everything on the line. Then you have your other gamers where they'll come at you with like 75 questions of gaming stuff. They're gonna literally like interrogate you on all this game and the specifics of the game and all of that. I love them both. The more questions I get, the better I become, right? Everything to me is transparency. So if I don't know an answer to something, because I'm not a game developer, if I don't know the answer to something, I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. I'm gonna be like, look, I don't know the answer to that. I can find out from somebody who knows the answer for that, and I'll get back to you. Because I don't know enough about game development to answer some of the questions. Because I've had guys ask me about the servers, before, what servers we were going to do it on, and this and that, and I've had to go back a few times already and get with my team and be like, okay, listen, these guys are asking me questions. I gotta have something for them. I want to have something for everybody. If you ask a question, I want to have the answer for you. But
sure,
good.
Yeah, it seemed like, just to kind of touch on your community a little bit, the time I've been in there, it seems like, you got a pretty solid community. Seems like everybody's really good people, like page. So kudos to you on that, man. Like your community
Appreciate
is
you, bro.
solid. So
Yeah, I'm
it's a big
trying.
deal.
You know, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard to bring your regular, or they call them normies, right? Now they call them normies now. Your normies that don't know anything about NFT, and they know a little bit about crypto, but not huge. They're not big crypto people. Like they may dabble in crypto here and there, a couple $100 or maybe a couple $1,000. It's hard to get them to make them understand what an NFT is, how valuable it can become, and making them understand it's a digital asset and you own it, and all these different things. But we're trying, my community. I tell my people all the time, because so we've had people come in that are military guys, and they're like, "Yo, I'm in here. I want to be part of this, but I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what a MetaMask wallet is. I don't know what anything is. I need people to like steer me in the right way." So we've been trying to get some people that know the stuff, go in there, explain it to them, give them the a little bit of feedback. Hey, look, this is what you need to do. Bang, 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 and you give some explanations and stuff. And yeah, I really can. My people in Discord are awesome, man. They're really, everybody's awesome. No complaints there.
Thank God for the fact that NFTs are branching out into things like music, video games, metaverses, because when I was trying to explain to people originally, like a crypto punk is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they saw what it looked like, they really looked at me like I was a fucking nutcase. And, and I mean, like it makes sense to me because it's an investment. But when I try to tell this to somebody and they're like, my 7-year-old could have drawn something like that, it's hard for people to grasp it. So at least now we have more things that people are used to, like a video game where people kind of relate it to an Xbox or to a PlayStation or something like that. So I think we're going to start getting a lot more mass adoption, especially from people that are gamers that necessarily aren't into the crypto space yet. So I think we're making progress. We're going step by step, and eventually we're going to be running.
100%. I could tell you this: once these kids realize that they can make passive income or make a lot of money playing video games and they don't have to be famous, they're going to find a way to buy that NFT and play that game and make money, especially international.
100%.
I mean, yeah, especially international, because if they can say, man, I can play this game and make more money playing this game than any other job out there. Look at Axie Infinity, all the people in the Philippines that they're the scholarship programs that they have, that they're making more money playing a video game than their parents and their parents before them. And it's insane. And if Axie Infinity can do it, anybody else can do it. It's just a matter of doing it the right way.
Yep. Go ahead, Greg.
It's interesting in doing that. Do you believe that some people actually become famous for basically their avatar that they use and not the person who's playing? Let's say if they played so well enough and they had their character or their NFT.
You mean like their own custom, right?
Yeah, their own custom to be famous 100%. Because they're so good. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yes.
100%. 100%. Because now you're talking about this kid is playing, it's him. It's not anybody else. If he has a custom character or a custom avatar playing that game and the guy's famous, he's got more kills and more money and more cars than anybody else, or let's say he's top 5, and on that roster, that his NFT is the first one that you see there, and his avatar is the one, everybody's gonna know who that kid is. Especially if the game gets mass adoption. When you're talking about,
it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, you imagine let's just say it's 10% of what Call of Duty is, right? 100 million. Let's say you have 10 million people playing. 10 million people playing, knowing who you are and knowing your NFT. That's like having 10 million people on Instagram. Same concept.
True.
Right?
Very true.
In your world, right? That's his industry. That's his world. This game is his world. So when he does go to a convention and when he does go to these places, when those people go back to his Twitter account or to whatever account he has, and he's a badass in that game, people are going to recognize him just the same, just for being who he is. And he doesn't have to have 1 billion followers on Twitch. He didn't have to build it. You get me? He just had to be really good at the game. And then at the same time, he's making money.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
And that was the thing with me is I understand what that is. I understand because people recognize me when I'm eating at a restaurant for Call of Duty. Because the entire wait staff plays Call of Duty together as a team.
You know, eventually in our lifetime, we're going to see a pixelated dinosaur NFT be the main focal point of like a McDonald's commercial. Just watch.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Sounds so silly, but it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen because this stuff just keeps
Bro, they're putting bored apes on shoes. They're putting, you know what I mean? They're like all these NFTs that are worth all this money. You're going to know that NFT or whatever that famous NFT is going to be when someone sees that they're going to associate that with $3 million, $4 million, or whatever it may be. And if a McDonald's puts that bored ape on a 3D and he walks into the McDonald's and he has that number on it, they're going to know, oh, that's the one from this guy. This guy owns that one. You know what I mean? 100%. 100%.
So what was the biggest obstacle that you had getting into NFT?
The fact that I'm an influencer. Literally.
You think it would have been easier if people didn't really know who you were?
Yeah, it would have probably been a little bit easier, just because people are so very skeptical. So when I've contacted some people, like, you know, when you make contacts for marketing and stuff, you know, the project, and the minute they find out, oh, he's an influencer, no, we're not working with him, because those people don't want to work with an influencer because they've been scammed in the last 3 or 4 months by some celebrity or influencer. You know what I mean? And I can tell you, I know a couple of them personally, who I know exactly what they did. I know exactly how they did it. You know what I mean? These influencers, it's really easy for them, man, to leverage their following, right? They have 3 or 4 million followers on there. They get 2 or 3 guys in the industry. In the beginning, obviously, now it's a little bit harder, but they'll get 2 or 3 guys in the industry to vouch for them, right? Who actually think that their project is a legit project. They get an investor. They don't even invest their own money, man. They get an investor. They front up. The investor fronts it up for them. You know, and they take a percentage. So they don't. Guys, I want to explain something to you. When you're an influencer, 90% of the things that you do, you don't have any risk. So it doesn't matter to you, right? You can say, I want to do this project. You're going to have 3 or 4 guys lined up to leverage your following, however many followers you have, and say, yeah, this is a no-brainer. How much you need? Oh, give me 500K. Okay, they give him 500K and say, we'll split it 50-50. So the influencer doesn't put up a dime. He makes 2 or 3 posts, sells out the project, collects, you know, $2 or $3 million, and then from that project on, whoever was that team, they run the rest of the project and they bounce out. And that's it. It's that simple. No risk at all. You know, the big difference on my end, and it's because the money that I've invested and I made sure that I did it this way, it's my money. It's my hard-earned money. You know what I mean? And my partners, obviously. We don't have investors. And I even had 2 or 3 because of the game, right? They want to come into the game. And I kind of want to stay away from that as well, you know, because investors, when you get investors, the only thing they care about is the bottom dollar. For me, the number one thing and the number one priority is the game and the community. Those 2 things. The community's got to be standing behind the project. That they have to like the project, number 1, or like the game, and number 2, to come out with the best possible game known to man. Right? Those 2 things. Nothing else at the end of the day to me really matters, and for say to money, right? When you have an investor will only care about the money. He gives you 2.5 million, he wants 3.5 million in a year. So whatever heads you got to cut, whatever corners you have to cut, that guy will literally be like, I don't care what you got to do, I want my 3.5. And that's where you start having problems, because then you got to start finagling, wiggling. What are we going to do here to make sure this guy has his money at the end of the time? And to get a game out quicker, and to get the game out, people making money, and to build the character of the game will suffer. And I don't want the game to suffer, because short term, yeah, it's great, it's making money. Long term, it's going to be a shit show. You know, short money, yeah.
And when you're putting your name to it, I mean, why would you really want to put out like an inferior project?
100%.
Shitty. Like, if I put my name to something, I want it to be the best of my ability, personally.
100%. And every product that I've ever put out, every single limited edition product, plate carrier, knife, whatever it is may be, I always try to give you the best possible product for the most affordable price. Because that's always big, because obviously the people that I'm catering to and the people that follow me are all blue collar workers. They're all making between 50,000 a year to 100, 120, 130,000. So I can't, if I come out with a signature rifle or whatever, I can't offer that rifle for $3,000. If I come out with a signature knife, I can't offer that knife for $500. Nobody in the people that support me are gonna be able to afford it. You know.
Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to.
So Tony has an AMA with Blue Chimps in 30 minutes. So we're going to do one last question from Aiden Rich, and then we're going to wrap it up. Give Tony a little break so he can, kind of defrag his brain a little bit and get ready to get his brain refragged by the Blue Chimps. So Aiden, go ahead. You're the last one up.
Hey, so I just want to say, like, you're obviously a man of your word, man. You have you have 204 followers, and I know that you're one social media post away from having like tens of thousands. And you haven't done that, and I know that's for a reason, and I think it's really beautiful. And I just want to say
If you
thank
notice,
you.
if you go and you notice, if you were to go on there, which this is gonna bite me in the ass, but if you click in Real World Tactical on Twitter, nobody has it. I don't even have it. That's my brand. That's my name. So somebody's gonna type it in now and put it, probably go and take it, right? I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to come into this space as Real World Tactical. I wanted to come into this space as Tony Sentmanat, and I did it on purpose because Real World Tactical is a brand. It's a name. It's already established, right? I'm not established in this industry. I'm not. I'm a nobody. I'm just another guy coming in here trying to create a project that everybody's going to love in the next 6 to 8 months, next year, 2 years, and create a long-term project that can make the community, establish a good community, and make community money. That has nothing to do with Real World Tactical, right? That has nothing to do with my name, my thing. It's nothing. It's me being me and doing what I do. Now, if you look back at my past, yes, you're going to see what I've done is I have a good track record. But coming into a space like when I went to the CentralCon in Miami down here, I walked in, I didn't know anybody. I went to the booths, I talked to people just like I did 12 years ago when I went to my first tactical show ever. I didn't know anyone. I gave cards out, shook everybody's hand like I was just a regular dude. And I plan on doing the same exact thing, proving myself in a space that I haven't been proven yet. And that's the goal.
Yeah. So I noticed that. I just think that's legendary. That's legendary, obviously. And I just was wondering, like, so you probably talk with like a lot of people who have done a lot of cool stuff in their lives. And I think like, I don't want to put something on you, but it sounds like you almost have to go talk to these people and spread your knowledge of the space because it's really so beautiful that like I think it's going to benefit the whole world. Like if everybody can take your viewpoint of how this should go, like holy crap, like there wouldn't be any problems in the NFT space and all these like crazy stories of horrible things happening, man. Like I just respect you so much from what you're doing. And I would love if you well, I'm sure you
believe me,
already
I'm
are,
trying.
but
You know what? Believe me, I'm trying. It's hard to talk to people. I would say like this: it's hard to talk to the older generation, especially the older money generation that doesn't really need this space, that aren't like millennial. You know what I mean? Like that they weren't born in this era, right? That they're still stuck in the older era, and those are the people with like older money, or I guess you could say, right? But anybody that I come talk to or whatever, and especially people that ask me, because now that people seeing that I'm promoting it on my page and stuff, I get a lot of DMs and I get a lot of people, just friends of mine, that are like, hey, you're into that stuff, what's going on, what's the deal, what are you doing, and I try to give everybody as much information as possible. And the end of every single time I talk, at the ending it is always, but you got to do your own research. But you got to do your own research. Because unless you dive in this and you really go in there and you start reading and just going, at least going on YouTube and listening to people that are already in the space talk, what it is, what it's about, what are the possibilities, you're really not going to be able to get it off of conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Tony, I wish you the best of luck with this, and really
appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Looking forward
it was
to
awesome,
everything.
talking to you guys here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
guys, let's in 25 minutes, Blue Chimps is going to have Tony on again, so please migrate over there. We could pick his brain a little bit more. Follow Tony's page on Twitter here, at WAllianceNFT. That's the project. On there, you could go to the link tree, and then you could get into the Discord, connect with the community. Community's fantastic.
You can listen. Check this. Just make sure. Just check. There's not one more question. Anybody, if somebody has something real quick, we can just knock it out real quick here, because just to make sure. I don't want anybody left with like a doubt. If we don't get anybody, cool. Then we'll move on. I just want to make sure somebody's not just we're just been waiting this whole time.
Okay, awesome. Anybody else have a question you want to come up and ask Tony?
Nobody. All right, cool. Just want to make sure everybody got their their questions answered. Awesome.
All right. So before we wrap up, I hate to put people on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot real quick. Can you give maybe a 30-second little speech about people who are afraid or apprehensive to try something new, like you're doing, testing their boundaries?
Oh, wow. I got to tell you this. I've made a couple of decisions in my life that were the most risky, that everybody told me that I was going to fail. Everybody told me that I was going to end up in a dumpster. Nobody believed in me. Everybody said that it was impossible what I wanted to do. And it was the best decisions I ever made in my life. Don't ever question yourself. Go into whatever dream you have. And when I say dream, I don't mean a dream like you're dreaming all day long. I mean a dream that you actually put on paper, that you actually do something about. Because if I told you, if I had $1 for every single person that has told me, I have a dream, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then I ask them, well, what have you done to make that dream a reality? Have you looked up something? Have you paid money to get an LLC? Have you done something to make it real? How much paperwork do you have on it, right? And they have, no, I haven't. Then really, do you really want it? Then you're just going to be a dreamer the rest of your life. Take action, number one. And number two, don't ever let anyone, I don't care if they're your family, I don't care if they're your mother, I don't care if they're your brother, your father. If you believe in yourself and you believe in your abilities and what you can do, then you don't need anyone else to believe in you. You can accomplish anything in this world. And I come from immigrant parents that had absolutely nothing. My parents were Cuban. We grew up with nothing in Miami. Grew up in the worst neighborhoods in Miami. After the Marines, I was actually homeless. I lived out of my car for 2 weeks. I had no money. And I'm here today in front of you. And if I can do it, any of you can too. That's about all I got.
Hey, Jumani had a quick question.
Yeah, do it.
You got a second. Go ahead.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask question. I would rather question. I had a comment that whatever you do it with passion, and you will be successful.
100%. I back that right there. Everything I do, you have to have some kind of passion for what you do. Absolutely. 100%.
You don't have to be perfect, but you're going to have to be a little passionate.
Yes. And you're going to hit walls. I can guarantee you that. And you're going to make mistakes. But it's okay, because all of us make mistakes. I've definitely failed more times than I've succeeded. 100 times.
If you are not making any mistakes, it means you are not learning.
100%. Yeah.
You learn by making mistakes.
Yep. Absolutely. You learn to embrace it. Make the mistake, learn from it, then you work and keep moving forward. And that's it. God knows I've made so many mistakes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at making mistakes.
Yeah, right.
I've never made a mistake in my life.
I just want to thank you for coming out here and talking with our community. I'm going to hit you up on WhatsApp later on tonight or tomorrow, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do as far as minting this NFT and setting it up with a charity of your choice. I don't know if you want to talk with your community and decide where you're going to...
yeah, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, 100%.
But
talk to my people and then find out. I'm going to get like 3, I'll get like 3 or 4 of them, and then I'll say, hey, whichever one, gets the most votes, and then we'll do it that route. That'll
All
be
right,
great, man. That'll be awesome. I want to talk to you too. So yeah, we'll hit up definitely about some spots. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'll message you later or tomorrow because I know you got a busy schedule going on, and we'll just
tomorrow.
talk it out and we'll figure out how things are going to go. Guys, Tony's going to be heading over to the Blue Chimps AMA very shortly in the next 20 minutes. Please, if you have time, stick around, jump in there. And Tony, once again, man, thank you so much for coming out and talking to us. Take time out of your schedule. Really appreciate it. W Alliance NFT, follow it, check the shit out, and wish you the best of luck, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's been a pleasure and an honor.